Hey everybody, I'm back with the next video in the Pokemon Tournament series. As I mentioned in the first video I made for this series, this was a tournament I entered as a part of the Extra Life 2013 Children's Hospital fundraiser and gaming marathon we held a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. I'm having trouble remembering. It was all a blur, but the Pokemon tournament was a lot of fun, and this next match was against a trainer named Klonoa. And she told me when we played that this was the team she had beaten X and Y with, and that actually surprised me because this was a pretty solid team. I'm not sure if it was purely competitive or not, but it was still pretty good and posed a bit of a challenge. So as with all the other videos or matches I played in this tournament, I lead with Scolipede, and Klonoa leads with Flogress. Now, Flogress has a ton of defense, but for some reason, Klonoa did not want to stay in on a bug type, so she switched out to Lucario. That confused me a bit. I'm not sure why you'd want to bring in a fighting steel type against a poison bug type, but it gave me the opportunity to put spikes down. Then I used Protect as a way to scout, see what this Lucario has, if it has anything I need to really worry about, and Bone Rush, sorry about that. Bone Rush confused me. It's not a move I really see that often. I don't even know what type it is. Is it ground or fighting? I'm not sure. But it's a multi-hit move, can hit 2 to 5 times. But yeah, it's not really something I usually see on Lucario. Maybe she didn't have time to breed a different move onto Lucario or something like that. But anyways, I'm at +2 speed, I believe. So I go for the Baton Pass as she brings in Hawlucha. Now, Hawlucha, like I said in the other videos, was actually a really big pain for me in this tournament. I think this is the 3rd team it's been on so far, and every time I just seem to have horrible luck against it. I bring out Tyranitar, of course, as a hard counter, get the Sandstorm up for some extra residual damage, and then I go for the Stone Edge, and I miss. And I eat a high jump kick in return. So basically all Tyranitar did this match was set up one set of Sandstorm. And yeah, that's not really ideal, but it's better than nothing. So I switch into Talonflame because flying will counter the fighting type. If you guys don't know, Hawlucha is dual fighting and flying, so it does take double damage from flying, which is kind of silly. And then I go for Brave Bird because Talonflame with Shark Beak and Gale Wind and the stab bonus on Brave Bird means you can pretty much one-hit KO everything after a couple layers of spikes, which is really where Scolipede kind of shines. Getting those spikes up really discourages switching out, as well as encouraging me to get that little bit of extra damage I need that may make the difference between a one-hit and two-hit KO. I don't want to stay in on this Goomy, especially since I don't know what it has, so I switch to Aegislash. My Aegislash is running Air Balloon just in case of Earthquakes, but I don't think I really encountered an Earthquake apart from that Venusaur a match or two ago. But anyways, the balloon gets popped. Muddy Water really doesn't do that much, so Klonoa switches out Goomy for Lucario, and this confused me at first. I didn't really know why she would bring in Lucario. I didn't know what moves it had, of course, so I go for the Swords Dance, predicting a switch, which puts me at +2. And then I go for the King Shield. As you guys know, King Shield, if it's a protect move, but if a opponent hits you with a contact move when you protect it, they get -2 attack, and that's what happened. And this Lucario had Shadow Claw, so that was a really smart gamble on my part. Otherwise, that would have KO'd me. But at -2, it really doesn't hit me that hard at all, and I can go for the Iron Head and basically just KO this Lucario. Now, at this point, Aegislash may just run through the whole team. I can't remember exactly. Like I said, it's been about a week or two since this match actually happened. But I do know it will KO this Delphox because +2 Shadow Sneak, when it's super effective, is, yeah, not something anyone wants to switch into. So Klonoa brings out, this is this Whimsir? I'm not sure what Pokemon this is. Somebody will have to tell me. If you know what it is, leave a comment. It has Dark Pulse. I did not know that, and I did not use Shadow Sneak. I used Iron Head because I thought I would be able to outspeed it or take a hit, and that's not the case apparently. So I switched back into Scolipede for the Baton Pass with Speed Boost. So that means I'm going to use Protect the first turn, see what happens. It has Psychic, so that means I go for the Mega Horn just to see if I can get it to hit. And surprisingly, it's super effective. Is this Pokemon a Dark type? I really don't even know. Somebody will have to tell me, or I'll have to look it up. Anyways, I just kind of gambled right there. Thought I didn't really mind keeping in Scolipede because they outspeed most everything. And this is a Pokemon I really don't want to stay in on, especially with a Bug type. So I Baton Pass out and switch back to Talonflame. And Klonoa predicted it with a Rock Tomb, or maybe just use Rock Tomb to, attempt to KO the Scolipede. So that was a really good move on her part either way. Talonflame goes down. See, that's what kind of interested me about Hawlucha, is I never knew what moves it ran, and every time I would guess wrong, and it just really would not help. So I Protect, kind of dumb against a Pokemon that knows Fly. And like I said, Fly's not really a competitive move, so I was surprised to see everyone use it. Maybe Hawlucha just ended up being their Pokemon they chose to use Fly, and then they just brought it into the tournament. So anyways, I switch into Cloyster, hoping to resist this Fly, or at least not get hit that hard. Then I go for the Icicle Spear. I didn't go for Shell Smash because I mentioned in an earlier video I did not have time to get a white herb, so I'm using King's Rock to get the chance to flinch. And Cloyster is actually pretty darn efficient, pretty powerful, pretty bulky, pretty speedy, even before Shell Smash. So she brings in Goomy, and I keep Cloyster in because Goomy is part dragon if I'm not mistaken. Or at least that's what I thought. And so I go for Icicle Spear, and that seems to be the case. Getting the KO on Goomy. And that's the match, pretty much. So yeah, that match went pretty well. Pretty interesting. Like I said, Hawlucha and Lucario, or Hawlucha and that Pokemon I don't even know the name of, gave me a bit of trouble. And in the end, though, Scolipede proved to be really useful. Like I said, I put him on the team the day before this tournament, and he really earned his spot on the team. As always, guys, if you like these sorts of videos, feel free to subscribe. If you know the name of that Pokemon that I don't know the name of, feel free to leave a comment and correct me. And if you want to see more of this sort of thing, feel free to subscribe. Anyways, catch you later.